Hey YouTube, welcome back to my channel. For you guys who are new to this channel, my name is Lauren. I've been in nursing for like 16 years now. Most of my experience is in long-term care. I have a little bit of experience in school nursing, but like 90% of my experience is in long-term care. So currently I am a unit manager. As a CNA, I was in long-term care, and then as an LPN, I was a floor nurse. So now I did get my RN recently in September. Now I'm a unit manager because I know the industry. I know what the nurses go through. I know what they need to do. Like, so I did unit manager as like a change, but it still allows me to be in long-term care. So this video is going to be on a unit manager routine, things that are important. Okay, so I'll just start from the top. Like, what do I do as soon as I get in there? So as soon as I get to work, I go straight to my floor. I don't go to an office, although I could. If I wanted to, I could go sit at a desk, but I go straight to the floor. I go straight to my section, my unit. I check on my team. They are the most important thing. Like, if they're struggling, I need to be there for them, because if you as the unit manager are not there for them, who's gonna be there for them? They're literally on their own at that point if you're not there for them. All right, so the first thing I do is check on them. If they're short, I jump in. Okay, like, if the CNAs are short, I'm doing trays with them, and I'll feed somebody. That's like the most important thing besides checking on my patients. So it goes straight to my rounds on my patients. And after I check on my patients, room to room, track them down, make sure everybody's in the building on my unit. Then I go back to the team. I'm like, what's up? What do you need? Are you good? What happened last night? Anything new? You know, that kind of thing. Make sure they're good. Make sure I'm not missing anything from night shift that happened. Okay? So then another part of checking on them is making, if I have agency, CNAs or nurses, I try to, not 100% of the time, I'm not perfect, but I do try to introduce myself. Hey, how you doing? Are you good? Like, I understand your agency. Like, and I need to get more in a habit of doing that, because I only do that once in a while, but I need to do it more often to make them feel welcome, make them feel supported, and make sure they have a login. So whenever they want to sit down and do documentation, they can do their documentation. So that's basically for the CNAs, because the nurses, they get their login right away, because they're on the EMR as soon as they can. Getting access to the computer is mostly CNAs. So the other thing I do when I'm checking on them, on the team, is, well, the nurses specifically, is, do they need any scripts? Because I'm the one that's gonna be at the desk when the doctor comes around in the morning. That's the routine, or the MP. That's the routine at my facility anyway. The MP goes around to the units in the morning, you know, says whatever she gotta say. We say whatever we gotta say. We hand her paperwork. So it's a perfect time for me, the unit manager, to hand her scripts, because we don't want to run out of narcotics ever. That's such a pain. So, and it's hard for the nurse to see the doctor, because in the morning when the MP is out and about, they're usually on their med pass, like, they're busy. So that's something like we step in and do as unit managers at my facility anyway. And then also, I think I already mentioned this, but check on their needs. Do you need anything? Like, do they need supplies? Is the blood pressure cuff broken? If any of that is going on, you gotta go get it for them. because they can't really leave in the morning time to go running around looking for stuff, because they got med passes and they got patients to get up in the morning. The morning is very hectic, okay? Very busy, very demanding time of the day. So they need your support in the morning. After I do all that, I'm sitting down at the desk and I am getting in the computer, printing out my scripts, getting labs together, anything that the doctor needs to see. I am getting it together, like paperwork from appointments from the day before. I'm getting that stuff together. So when the MP comes, bam, it's ready. Okay. Also, I go on UDA. Now, I need to get better at doing this, but go on UDA and see what wasn't done from the day before and night shift. You gotta stay on top of people. I've really learned this. Like, if you don't stay on top of issues daily, they just get on the back burner and they never get addressed. Because there's always somebody who's not doing their UDAs. And it's not that always the case that they're not doing UDAs out of laziness. Like, sometimes it's a reason they're not doing them. So I don't ever want to come at somebody to go like, why didn't you do this? Or you need to do this. It's always like, well, what happened that prevented you from doing this assessment right here in UDA? They might say, oh, I didn't see that. So that's an opportunity for you to show them, well, every shift you go here to UDA, you put in 0 days and you see what's due on your shift, okay? They might be like, oh, I didn't know that, because they're literally a brand new nurse, an agency, or new to point click care, who knows? But I always give people a chance, and if it keeps happening, well, now maybe you just don't care. So that's an issue. But check on issues and try and follow up with people. Might have to call them. I haven't called anybody yet. I need to start like doing that, because if you let stuff go, people think they don't have to do it, and then it just ends up making you look bad because you're not running things. Okay. What else? So the other thing is 24-hour report. Once I'm sitting down at the desk, I'm checking UDA, I'm checking 24-hour report. Sometimes stuff comes up on 24-hour report. It's like, I don't understand why it pops up, but it does. Sometimes there's nothing necessarily wrong with the patient, but there might be a hypertensive BP in there. So when I see that, I go in and I look at their trends. So the 24-hour report is a good way to see whose blood pressure is spiking. Why is their blood pressure spiking? Like, I had this one guy, he was like always in the 150s, 160s. And then I asked the MP1. Then she put him on an evening dose of the BP med that he was on in the morning. So, and it helps. His blood pressure went down, it's more controlled, so that's less of a risk factor for him. So as a unit manager, you have the chance to keep an eye on these people's blood pressures. Another one, all of a sudden his blood pressure was like on the high side, so I'm gonna keep an eye. Also, you'll see notes, and like one time I didn't ask, I don't know if I asked, like, did anything happen on night shift, but I think it was a Monday. Yeah, it was a Monday. So over the weekend, this guy had a seizure, but nobody told me. But when I went through 24-hour report, I could see it that way. So, and then any issues, you have to make sure there's documentation for it. And then after that, usually every facility has a morning meeting. So you will let everybody, let the DON specifically, let them know, you know, anybody have falls, any changes in conditions, let them know. Anything you're concerned about. And after morning meeting, like the DON might give you stuff to do, things she wants done. Another big thing with unit manager, at my job anyway, is checking your email a lot. Like, you get so many emails. Just keep an eye on your email, because if you miss something, it could mean a missed appointment. It could mean missed orders from, let's say, dental, let's say wound rounds. You don't want to miss no orders, okay? So always go through your email, and then you'll get paperwork. You'll get a lot of paperwork, and go through all the consults as soon as you get them. Don't sit on, just go through all your consults that you get. And after morning meeting, it's just going through and making sure appointments are scheduled. Maybe keep an eye on bowel report. The last thing would be to get ready for the next day. Like, so for the next day, do you have appointments? Which doctor is coming in? Is dental coming in? Get ready for the next day. Get paperwork that you need to address in a certain spot. Like, I have a little shelf thing on the desk, so anything that I need to address, it's in one shelf. Incident reports, and that's in a spot. I file my incident reports by patient. And what else? Yeah, so put anything you need to address, put that in the area. And then get report ready for your supervisor who's coming in at, the supervisor who's coming in for 3 to 11 or the next shift. So tell her anything you would like her to make sure is being done, or anything new with the patients. So yeah, just like give her a report. So that's basically it, guys. That's the routine as a unit manager, and I will do another unit manager video, like tips on organization and like just how to remember to do things and everything. Let me know if you have any questions. And I don't know if you guys noticed, but there is a thank button, so check that out. I would really appreciate it if any of you guys did thank me. Hit like and subscribe, and that's it. I'll talk to you guys soon.